Chosen one, the air around you has been heavy lately, hasn't it? It feels like something unseen has been pressing against your spirit, whispering doubts, creating delays, twisting the energy that once moved so easily in your favor. You've been wondering why everything that was once aligned suddenly feels blocked, why every door that seemed open now seems to resist your touch. It's because there is interference. The divine realm has seen it clearly. Someone or something is trying to stop your miracle. But what they don't understand is this: a chosen one's path can be slowed, but never destroyed. You carry within you the blueprint of a divine promise, and that promise cannot be stolen. The light that's been planted in you didn't come from men. It came from heaven. You're not here by accident. You've been guided to this exact moment. This message is reaching you because the universe is trying to remind you who you are. Chosen one, your miracle is real. It already exists in the unseen. The delay, the confusion, the sudden walls you're facing, all of it is a reaction to your nearing breakthrough. When a miracle is about to manifest, opposition always increases. The closer the light comes to entering the physical world, the more darkness trembles to hold it back. This is why you felt the sudden resistance. It's not a coincidence. It's confirmation. Every force of distraction and doubt is trembling at your awakening. That's why the attacks have multiplied. That's why people who were once silent have started whispering again. They sense what's coming, even before you do. You're not here by chance. You were led here. If you feel your heart beating differently as these words reach you, that's not emotion, it's spiritual recognition. You are remembering, so pause for a moment and breathe, because what's coming for you isn't ordinary, it's sacred. Write your warmest wishes in the comments and seal them with the number 99. You've been guided here for a reason. It's time to release your wish to the universe. Don't hold back this time. If your spirit woke up while listening, don't scroll away. Like this video, subscribe now. You belong here. You've stepped into divine alignment, and it's time to act. Listen closely, because this moment is not a warning, it's a revelation. The reason you've been under attack isn't because you're cursed, it's because you're chosen. They're not after your failure, they're after your miracle. The enemy sees your potential clearer than you do. They've studied your moves, copied your ideas, tried to drain your confidence, tried to convince you that nothing is working. But beneath all those illusions, your miracle is still breathing. They can't destroy what's divinely assigned to you. They can only distract you long enough for you to give up on it yourself. That's their strategy. And this is your reminder. Do not give them what they want. Don't let tiredness make you silent. Don't let confusion make you forget how powerful your faith truly is. There's something sacred about what you carry. You've probably felt it since childhood. That invisible force that separates you from the rest. You could never fit in because your frequency wasn't meant to blend. It was meant to transform. But every chosen one faces a moment like this. A point when your miracle is about to unfold, and the entire spiritual realm tries to stop you from receiving it. You've noticed how people suddenly turn cold, how opportunities seem to vanish right when you're close, how energy around you shifts without reason. These are not random. These are the signs that the enemy is nervous. They can feel that something miraculous is aligning for you. Chosen one, pay attention. Every obstacle that suddenly appeared is proof of movement in the spiritual world. When nothing is happening, there's no resistance. But when heaven starts moving on your behalf, the resistance increases because the unseen knows what's about to be released. Your miracle has already been dispatched. It's already in motion. That's why the chaos feels louder. That's why your emotions have been unpredictable. You're standing in the tension between the old season and the manifestation of the new. The enemy can sense it. They're trying to delay it. But you can't let their noise make you forget that divine timing cannot be manipulated. You're closer than you think. Every setback you've experienced recently was a distraction designed to make you question your worth. Don't. The delays were never denials. They were recalibrations. The universe had to rearrange certain energies before delivering what's yours. You're not behind schedule. You're perfectly aligned. That storm you've been walking through, it was necessary to expose the false supports in your life, the people, habits, and fears that couldn't travel with you into your miracle. What's being removed isn't punishment. It's purification. They tried to stop your miracle by taking what was comfortable. But in truth, they only cleared your path for what's divine. Pay attention to what repeats around you, the same patterns, the same faces, the same subtle voices that try to talk you out of your faith. These are not coincidences, they're signals. The universe is showing you where your miracle is being tested. Don't run from it. Face it. Speak light over it. When fear whispers, "You're too late," respond with certainty, "I'm right on time." Because chosen ones are never early, never late. You walk in divine rhythm. You are synchronized with something that's bigger than the plans of those trying to stop you. In the silence of your prayers, heaven heard you. The delay was never because you were forgotten. It was because your miracle required divine timing and maturity. You needed to be strong enough to handle what's coming. And now, the energy has shifted. You can feel it in your body, even if your mind doubts it. You've entered the vibration of manifestation. They tried to stop your miracle, but all they did was activate it. And soon, the same people who doubted you will watch you rise, unable to explain how. This is your reminder. Your miracle is still alive. Every attempt to stop it has already failed in the spiritual realm. Keep your faith guarded like gold. Keep your peace protected, because no force of darkness can rewrite what God has already spoken over your life. Your miracle carries your name, and no imitation can claim it. Pay attention, chosen one. The moment they try hardest to stop you is the moment right before the breakthrough begins. Chosen one, the atmosphere around you has shifted again. You can feel it in the subtle vibrations of your spirit. Something deep inside you knows that you're standing at the edge of transformation, but it also knows that the opposition has noticed. The same unseen forces that once ignored you have now turned their attention toward you because your light has become undeniable. You are being watched, not by eyes of curiosity, but by eyes of fear. They sense that your miracle is near, and that terrifies them. They have whispered doubts into the ears of others, planted confusion in your path, and tried to pull you into old habits that once dimmed your glow. But this time, you're awake. You can't be fooled anymore. You've seen too much. You've endured too much. You've prayed through too many nights to lose sight of what's promised. You are being refined, not punished. This pressure you feel is not here to break you. It's here to expose your power. The same weight that tried to crush you is actually shaping your destiny. You are the clay that divine hands are molding, and every delay is a touch from heaven. They tried to stop your miracle, but they don't realize that in trying to break your faith, they only made it stronger. What was meant to silence you has made your voice louder. What was meant to drain your energy has made your light more intense. That's the paradox of divine purpose. Everything used against you eventually becomes your weapon. Every tear you cried was not wasted. It watered the soil where your miracle will bloom. You're not here by accident. You were guided to this very moment. The divine has aligned this exact second in time for your awakening. So don't scroll past this message. Stop. Feel it. Let it sink into your soul. You are in the presence of a shift. Write your warmest wishes in the comments and seal them with the number 99. This is not just an act, it's a spiritual declaration. You are releasing your energy into the universe, commanding it to respond. You've been quiet for too long. It's time to speak life again. If your heart is racing as you hear these words, that's your confirmation. Don't hesitate. Like this video. Subscribe now. You belong here with the chosen. You are part of a movement that was written long before you were born. This is not entertainment. It's alignment. Now listen closely, because the enemy's strategy has evolved. They can no longer reach you through fear, so they're trying to reach you through comfort. They want to dull your focus, to make you stop expecting miracles, to make you believe that what you have is enough so you never reach for what's greater. But chosen ones were not born for average. They were born for extraordinary. The moment you start believing that where you are is all there is, that's when your miracle begins to fade. That's why you're being shaken right now. The universe is pulling you out of the comfortable because comfort is where miracles die. The discomfort you're feeling is the divine breaking your limits open. Every chosen one must learn the difference between an attack and a test. Attacks come to destroy you. Tests come to prepare you. The energy around you has been intense because you're being prepared for visibility. They tried to stop your miracle by isolating you, but isolation was the very condition that gave your spirit space to evolve. You found peace in solitude. You discovered that divine power doesn't require validation. You realized that you are never truly alone because the presence guiding you lives within you. That's what scares them the most, your independence from their control. When they couldn't manipulate you with fear, they tried to manipulate you with distraction. But you've learned to stay still, to hear the whispers of God in the middle of noise. Chosen one, pay attention to who disappears when you rise. Not everyone is meant to celebrate your miracle. Some people were attached to your brokenness, not your growth. They could only love you when you were doubting yourself, because your confidence exposed their lack of purpose. When your miracle begins to unfold, it reveals who was genuine and who was pretending. Don't chase them. Let them go. The divine is pruning your circle. You can't carry old energy into new blessings. It's not rejection, it's direction. You are being rerouted to people who vibrate on your frequency, souls who can stand the intensity of your light without trying to dim it. There's something happening in your spirit right now that the physical world can't explain. It's like your intuition has become louder. You're noticing signs, repeating numbers, familiar dreams returning after years of silence. These are not coincidences. They are reminders from the divine that your miracle is approaching faster than you think. The resistance is growing because your energy is expanding. You've entered a higher frequency, and anything that doesn't match it is being pushed away. That's why you've lost interest in certain people and places. You've outgrown their vibration. You are no longer compatible with what drains you. The truth is, miracles don't die. They wait. They wait for you to stop doubting your worth. They wait for your energy to match your assignment. Right now, you're aligning with that power. Every challenge that once made you cry is now feeding your wisdom. You've been through storms, but look at you. You're still standing, still believing, still fighting for your divine vision. That's strength. That's destiny in motion. The ones who tried to stop you didn't realize they were dealing with someone who was spiritually engineered to rise. You are a product of divine defiance. Every attempt to silence you only awakened your purpose. So pay attention, chosen one. You're walking through a field of unseen miracles. Every decision, every heartbeat, every prayer you whisper in exhaustion, it's all building momentum. They tried to stop your miracle by overwhelming you with obstacles, but what they didn't realize is that miracles love impossible situations. The divine specializes in turning dead ends into openings. Keep moving forward, even when it feels pointless, because right when you reach the edge of giving up, that's when the energy shifts. That's when doors that were sealed begin to open. That's when the light you've been praying for breaks through the cracks. And when it does, you'll realize that every delay, every tear, every betrayal was necessary. Because the miracle you're about to witness isn't just for you. It's a message to everyone watching that divine purpose cannot be stopped. Chosen one, the storm is intensifying because the light around you is growing brighter. The spiritual pressure you're feeling isn't random. It's a reaction to your expansion. When divine power begins to move through you, the unseen world trembles. The attacks, the confusion, the sudden weariness that's tried to settle in your body, it's all proof that your miracle is close enough to be felt by every force trying to stop it. You may not see it yet, but the energy has already shifted. Your name has been spoken in heavenly places. What's meant for you is echoing across realms, and that's why everything feels so unstable. The universe is rearranging itself to deliver what you were promised. You've noticed the strange silence lately. People who used to check on you have vanished. Opportunities that once looked certain have gone quiet. The messages, the calls, the attention, all fading. That's not coincidence. It's the clearing. Before a miracle arrives, God creates space, and that space often feels like loss. They tried to stop your miracle by making you believe you were alone. But in truth, isolation is divine positioning. The silence is not punishment, it's preparation. Heaven hides its greatest moves in quiet moments. When you feel forgotten, that's when divine favor is being written behind the scenes. You are not being ignored. You are being incubated. Every chosen one has a season where everything collapses just before everything expands. That's where you are. The darkness that surrounded you wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to reveal the parts of you that still doubted your light. You learned through pain who you really are. You found faith not in comfort, but in pressure. And that's exactly why your miracle cannot be stopped, because it's not built on weakness, it's built on endurance. You've learned to praise in pain, to keep going when the path vanished, to believe even when nothing around you confirmed your hope. That's divine strength. That's what separates you from those who tried to block you. Chosen one, you've been asking, why me? Why do they always target you? Why do people misunderstand you even when your intentions are pure? Because your energy threatens their comfort. The truth you carry disrupts illusions. You bring awareness where they prefer blindness. The miracle you're carrying doesn't just bless you, it exposes the darkness around others. That's why they resist you. They tried to stop your miracle because they sensed it would change more than your life. It would shift the balance around them. Your elevation challenges everything that's false. Your light forces truth to surface. That's not something the world welcomes easily. But remember, miracles are not for the faint-hearted. They require divine endurance, and you have it. You've faced betrayal from people you once trusted with your soul. You've been attacked by those who smiled to your face but cursed your name in secret. You've walked through rooms filled with quiet jealousy, disguised as politeness. They tried to stop your miracle with manipulation, gossip, and doubt. But every scheme has already failed. The more they spoke against you, the louder heaven spoke for you. The more they tried to humiliate you, the more your spirit elevated. What they meant for destruction became your revelation. You began to see who they were, and who you've always been. They thought you were fragile, but they forgot that divine strength hides behind gentle souls. You can't break what was built in fire. Chosen one, the greatest danger you face right now isn't your enemies, it's your exhaustion. They want to drain your energy until you surrender your miracle voluntarily. They can't take it from you, but they can tempt you to walk away from it. That's why your emotions have been unpredictable. One day, you're filled with power. The next, you question everything. That's not failure. It's warfare. The closer you get to breakthrough, the louder the distractions become. Every doubt, every fear, every memory of your past mistakes is being replayed to convince you you're not worthy. Don't believe it. Worthiness was never about perfection. It's about purpose. You're chosen because your heart remained pure in corruption, not because your life was flawless. You must remember this. Miracles don't come to the strong. They come to the surrendered. You've tried to control outcomes, tried to make things happen by your will, and when they fell apart, you thought it was over. But what if the delay was grace? What if divine intervention stopped you from walking into something smaller than what was prepared for you? Sometimes rejection is divine protection, and you don't see it until the blessing arrives. The things that were taken weren't losses, they were shields. The people who walked away weren't your punishment, they were part of your training. You learned to depend on the unseen, and that's what makes you unstoppable. They're trying to stop your miracle through exhaustion, but you're wiser now. You've learned that rest is resistance, that silence is a weapon, that patience is power. You don't have to prove your worth anymore. Your existence is proof enough. The energy within you carries divine authority, and authority doesn't argue. It commands. So speak it. My miracle cannot be stopped. Say it until it vibrates through your spirit. Say it until the energy around you bends to your words. You are not powerless. You are becoming what the divine has spoken. And when you finally step into that awareness, no whisper of doubt, no word of envy, no scheme of man can stand against you. This is your moment of recognition. The fog is lifting and clarity is returning. You're beginning to see why everything happened the way it did. Every betrayal pushed you closer to purpose. Every delay refined your vision. Every loss emptied your hands so they could receive what's real. That's how divine preparation works. It removes before it restores. And what's being restored now will be greater than anything that was taken. They thought they could stop your miracle by wounding you, but all they did was mark you for divine favor. Because every chosen one carries scars that glow in the dark, proof that you've been through fire and didn't burn, proof that you're not ordinary, proof that your miracle is unstoppable. Chosen one, this is the hour when everything begins to make sense. The pain, the silence, the confusion, all of it was leading you here. The ones who tried to stop your miracle underestimated the divine intelligence behind your story. They thought taking your peace would stop your progress. They thought delaying your path would make you doubt your destiny. But every attempt to hold you down became fuel for your rise. The pain didn't break you. It purified you. The loss didn't end you. It opened you. And now, what they meant for harm has become the proof of your divine favor. You are walking evidence that heaven cannot be interrupted. You've passed through seasons where your prayers felt unanswered, where every door seemed sealed, and where even your hope grew tired. But here you are, still standing, still breathing, still believing. That's not weakness. That's victory. The miracle that was delayed is now circling back, and this time, nothing can block it. The very people who tried to stop you are about to witness the fulfillment of what they mocked, because divine timing doesn't run on human clocks. What's meant for you waits for no one's approval. It finds you when your heart is ready, and your heart, chosen one, is finally ready. You've been through too much to return to who you were. You've learned that not all silence means absence. Sometimes silence means strategy. Heaven was never ignoring you. It was preparing the stage for your revelation. The things that left you in confusion were never rejection. They were divine redirection. Now every wound carries wisdom. Every scar carries light. The miracle that's forming within you is no longer fragile. It's mature and it's unstoppable. So listen closely. The interference has lost its power. The voices of doubt, the draining energies, the emotional weight, they've all served their purpose. You're being lifted above the chaos now. The same forces that tried to stop your miracle are being silenced one by one. What was hidden from you will now be revealed. The closed doors will open not because you begged for them, but because your vibration has finally matched what you've been asking for. That's how divine law works. You don't chase the miracle. You become the energy that attracts it. This is your confirmation. The storm was the sign. The heaviness you carried was the doorway. The miracle that they tried to stop is about to manifest before every eye that doubted you. You were never forgotten. Every delay was counted, every tear recorded, every prayer stored. Heaven never abandoned you. It was waiting for this version of you to arrive. Stronger, wiser, unbreakable. You've become the person your miracle needed you to be. And now, nothing can stand between you and what's coming. Chosen One, take one last look at the season that tried to destroy you and whisper, "Thank you." Because without it, you would have never discovered your divine resilience. Without it, you wouldn't have learned how to command your own atmosphere. They tried to stop your miracle, but all they did was confirm that you have one. The interference was the proof. The resistance was the announcement. You are not waiting for your miracle anymore. You are walking inside it. So lift your head, breathe deeply, and stand in your truth. You've survived the sabotage, outlasted the darkness, and risen above every plan made against you. This is your becoming. Your miracle is not in the distance, it's here, in your presence, in your energy, in your awakening. Let the universe witness what happens when a chosen one refuses to give up. The miracle they tried to stop has already begun, and nothing, no force, no lie, no envy can stop what's divinely yours.